This week, we're going to talk about the chain of command and why this is important to you as well as to your shop. You might not realize that asking something as simple as, "Is this an appropriate time for me to take a lunch?" could throw off the shop's schedule for the entire day. What is a chain of command and how does it relate to you as a CSR, dispatcher, or tech? A chain of command is an established authority structure that allows a shop to run efficiently and profitably. So, what does this mean to you? Well, take into consideration what might happen if a chain of command wasn't followed. If a CSR didn't feel like routing a call to a dispatcher, but instead went directly to the tech, who would be affected? Not only would the tech's schedules be affected, but it could go even further. Who is to say that the CSR would process the proper paperwork and notify the proper people? After all, they are doing something they aren't trained to do. Another example includes not respecting someone who at the time is in a position of authority, even though you might view him or her as a friend. Take, for example, a CSR who is reprimanded by a dispatcher who also happens to be her friend. This is when the chain of command comes into play. Even though these two people are friends, one holds a higher authority when it comes to the shop and must be respected in that sense.
Yeah, you called me in?
Yeah, Trixie. Sorry to have to lay this one on, but, a customer called up and complained about you, said you were rude to her on the phone the other day. Now, I find this hard to believe and all, but I got to talk to you about it.
Yeah, right.
No, Trix. I'm being serious here, You gotta...
Junior, who are you to tell me what I do wrong? You are just a dispatcher. Why are you going to tell me what to do?
Trixie obviously doesn't view Junior as being in any position of authority. She looks at him solely on a personal level and doesn't take what he says as seriously as she should. Remember, the chain of command isn't in place to make one person more important than the other, but rather to allow the shop to run more efficiently and to ensure that each employee knows his or her job responsibility.
Yeah, one sec. Sammy. Hey, Sammy, you there, Sam?
Whoa, sorry about the noise there, Junior. I was taking a break. So what's up?
Yeah, where you at? Listen, I got this service call for you, all right? I'm going to need you in 5 minutes for a drain clog.
Another one of them? Come on, Junior. You know I hate those calls. Come on, give me something else. I've been getting too many drain calls lately, you know what I mean? Now call me back when you got something good for me.
Hey, you know what? I'm the dispatcher, and you're going to go to what I tell you to go to. I got this call for you right now. It's a good one.
Hey, you know what? I ain't going. Look, kid, I've been pulling water heaters when you was pulling up your diapers.
Yeah. No, I know that I told you that someone could be right there, but the guy that I thought was free suddenly came up with something. Yeah. Hey, that doesn't make me a liar. Oh, well, same to you, buddy. Huh.
Hey, Pete, what's your 20? I have a furnace job here, and they need someone ASAP.
10-4. Give me the information.
Okay, 1134 Maple Road. Do you copy?
10-4. I'll be there as soon as I finish here. Over.
It's important to keep in mind that the dispatcher assigns calls as they come in and not to punish someone or play favorites. Just because by chance you are continually assigned the same type of call doesn't mean the dispatcher is doing it intentionally. It only means that it may be most efficient or you are the most appropriate tech to handle the call. Maybe you're the closest. Maybe you're the only one available. Or maybe you have the special skills or tools needed for the job. Following the chain of command means adhering to procedure as well. For example, what happens when an employee decides to take their lunch break without notifying the appropriate person, as we mentioned earlier?
Come on, Sam. You know you got to check in with Junior before you disappear for hours at a time and head off to lunch?
I know. I just figured, if he wanted me, he could have found me.
Yeah, good idea, except you was nowhere to be found, okay? You won't answer on the radio.
Look, okay, so the one time I happened to leave the radio in the truck, you know, when I went to lunch. I mean, I just didn't want to be disturbed, you know, all that noise it makes. And you know what? It's not that big of a deal anyway, because he got the job covered, you know?
Anytime.
I'm done.
You see, Pete, when you take lunch without checking with the proper person first, there's a chance that our schedule could be thrown off for the entire day.
What do you mean?
Well, if you tell the CSR on duty that you're going to lunch, that doesn't necessarily mean that the dispatcher knows, and you could be scheduled for calls and not even be available. As you know, we get so many calls that missing one thing on the schedule could force us to reschedule our entire day.
Mike, I never really thought of it that way. I'm really sorry. Okay. Next time I'll check in with Dave before I go out to lunch.
Okay, great. Really, thanks for understanding, Pete. It really does help the shop operate much smoother when everyone follows a proper chain of command.
Right.
Think about it. Do you understand why both Rocky and Mike were upset that their techs left for lunch without notifying the dispatcher? What if they were to suddenly get really busy with calls and had no idea of when the techs would be back or even how far away they were? It could throw off everyone else's schedules for the rest of the day because they would have to rearrange everything to make up for the lost time caused by the techs who didn't follow the chain of command. Well, that's it for this week's topic. I hope you now have a clearer understanding of why following the chain of command is important to both you personally and to your shop. Goodbye for now, and I'll see you in another module.